Pranam Sadhguru. Since you are exploring the culture of Native Americans, and we know how deeply you explore anything you do, I'm inquisitive to ask one question about the sounds I've heard. I've heard that there's a lot of significance of sound in the lives of Native Americans, and they have chants for different purposes, for rains, for harvesting. What is the difference between the chants we have here in our culture in Sanskrit, and can we understand the chants of Native Americans the way we understand the chants we have in our culture through Nad Brahma or Anhat Nad or Shabda Brahma? We have heard about these things, and can you please throw some light on what is the difference between various chants which we hear around the world, and also can the chants be translated in different languages, or is there any language out there? So please throw some light. It would be great.
Namaskaram, Prasoon. Well, your question has to be complicated like this, and I'm glad you asked this question because I've been pondering over this. I've been listening to a lot of Native American chants. I've met so many people and they sang for us. And also I've been exploring the terrain and, my fascination with the terrain. I think I've spoken to you, I crisscrossed India, not going towards any particular destination, just enjoying the land, the terrain. And it's great that once again I have this opportunity that I am riding across United States in the most fantastic terrain. I can imagine how a Native American man or woman would have experienced terrain in those days when there were no vehicles and it's such a vast land. If you looked out 100 miles, it's just plains for the Plains Indians and mountains in elsewhere, in other places. Well, what I notice with the chants is that they found a way. I'm saying this very consciously with a certain sense of a profound listening to what has been uttered. Well, there are songs in this culture as there are songs in every culture, that's a different matter. But the warble that they're doing with their throat, in a way, is the geometry of the land. The symphony of… the geometric symphony of the land has found expression in the sound form. Or in a way, they're connecting with the land through the sound. Whenever a sound and a form gets connected, that is what we called as mantra in the Indian culture. In our culture, when a sound connects with the form, we call that as mantra. So their language and their way of looking at this, they did not look at it mathematically as to how we have done in India. A complex mathematics is there for the science of mantras, which is called as Nada Yoga. There's a whole math attached to it. Here they did not look at it that way. They looked at the land, looked at the land, looked at the land. Looking at the land, they uttered sounds which match with the geometry of the land. This geometric symphony between land and sound is largely the basis of what you see as Native American chants. I don't know if you can call it chants, it is just an outpouring of sound, not necessarily words, just sounds, in a way touching the land, flowing as the land undulates, the sound undulates. It's very beautiful. If you see where a certain kind of chant or this wobble was created and in what kind of land existed, you can clearly see that the sound is just skimming along the land, touching the various geometric proportions of the land. This is a very amazing and beautiful way of what human attention can do. Modern societies are too terribly lost in their own thought and emotion that their attention levels have gone down immensely. As I've said many times, I repeat this, the greatest loss that's happened to human beings is this: human beings have lost their ability to pay attention, a keen and intense sense of attention to anything. They think their thought, their information that they collected from textbooks and books and internet, whatever, is more important than attention. But the Native American traditions come from attention. I want you to just imagine, suppose you sat on a land that if you look out for hundreds of miles, there's really nothing, just a plain. If a man or a woman simply sits there and gazes at the land, there will be no thought, just attention. Initially, this attention may be survival-related, but gradually attention becomes your way. So, the sounds that you're uttering is the consequence of the intense and purposeless attention that they're paying to the land around them. It is very important there is no purpose to it, because the moment you put a purpose to it, you become a vested interest. You are not one with nature, you have your own intention and agenda as to why you should pay attention. Simply attention. In this attention, they created a geometric symphony with the land in which they exist, which is very, very beautiful. I think only if you listen to those sounds in the land in which they made these sounds, one realizes how beautifully it is melding with the land. This melting with the land through the sound has opened up many secrets for them. Because attention is the only way to open up doors in the universe. There is nothing in the universe that cannot open up to human attention if human attention is keen enough and sustained for a substantial amount of time. If this is done, all secrets can be opened up. They open up the secrets of this earth, they open up the secrets of the spirits, they open up the secrets of other dimensions of life simply with keen attention without a purpose. I think this is a natural consequence of living in open terrain, where there are not too many human beings, there is nothing else happening except you and the atmosphere around you, and inevitably, initially you start paying attention for survival reasons, later on attention becomes your way of being. I think this whole use of sound has, in these cultures, the whole use of sound in these cultures has evolved out of this purposeless attention, not about reaching God, not about achieving something, simply attention. Where there is attention, one shall not be denied. If attention is keen enough, creation and the creator has to yield. This is what you see here in this very gentle and beautiful culture, of which not much is left, but still what is left has to reach the world. People should understand how beautifully these people lived, being one with the land. When I say one with the land, they did not live upon the land, they are the land. Namaskaram, Prasoon.